Renee, I'm going to start with the issue of the border protection repeal. In some respects, I'll be a really hard-nosed coalition analyst here. It was almost a win for the government if this bill had been knocked off, because it would have kept the issue of border protection and the schism now that's really opened up between the government and Labor since the election on the issue. But now it's been put away and the government will move on to other things. Do you know anything about this supposed deal, if there is a deal, that secured Jackie Lambie's vote?
Well, tomorrow in the Courier Mail we'll publish the inside story on how the government got Jackie Lambie over the line. But I can tell you there was no deal. There are a little bits and pieces in relation to this issue, but let me just say that Jackie Lambie was called in. She was given a lot of sensitive briefings, a lot of top secret briefings. She was explained the policy. This is a complex policy. A lot of people in this place still don't understand how Operation Sovereign Borders work and how Medivac actually worked. And I think Jackie was given, you know, a lot of time and a lot of information. And I think ultimately a lot of that plus current policy. Now, just remember that Scott Morrison has never ever closed the door to New Zealand. But he's always said, unless we can prevent those who go to New Zealand from coming to Australia, we will not entertain that idea.
Well then, I don't know if you heard the exchange I had with Annalise. I reckon we were on the money. Andrew Clennell, Israel Folau, take me through that. Who's won here? Because there's an apology on either side. Or maybe we've all won because it means we'll stop talking about it.
You stole my line, Peter. Look, I think Israel definitely got some, decent money out of it. I think they both won. They both came, after it's gone for months and months. This is the best possible outcome that could have occurred. Both sides kind of saving face. I mean, Israel went further than he ever has done in that statement in terms of saying, I'm not about discrimination and all that sort of thing. And I read the statement and I sort of think, well, mate, if you'd agreed to say this in the first place, you'd still be playing rugby for Australia and we'd all be kind of, sports fans would be better off. But, yeah, I'm glad to see an end of the matter, that's for sure. There's no doubt Israel's done okay out of it, but I feel that he actually made some concessions in terms of the settlement, and they're long kind of overdue. They could have solved a lot of problems.
Yeah, and I think, Renee, too, you've got to say that Rugby Australia has suffered reputational damage in all of this as well. I mean, there's going to be changes at the board. There may well be a move on the CEO. And it highlights, I think, the complexity of what Christian Porter is trying to do in drafting religious freedom protections. It explains, and I have great sympathy for the Minister, the reason why they've been pushed into next year. You've got to get these reforms right. And you, as I say before, in an effort to protect religious freedom, you could actually be giving a sword to the enemies of faith, and that's the vexed question.
That's right, and sometimes religions is at odds with each other, I guess. Giving someone a win takes something away from someone else. But I question whether we actually need this bill. I mean, the only reason we're doing it is because Malcolm Turnbull made it a provision of after same-sex marriage passed, and I don't understand why they just don't dump it, because I don't think it's actually needed.